So when you feel overwhelmed or you feel really depleted or you are in a period of burnout, often we talk about the physical body, like the body is exhausted, the nervous system, and that is like really important, and that is true. But I think we don't talk about our body in its many different layers. So what happens is, like, if you're burnt out, sometimes there can be loads of different reasons, work and whatever, but energetically you are giving a lot of energy to something that is draining you, essentially. And when we feel run down and burnt out and stressed, we just want the immediate feeling to go. So of course it's really important, the very key pillars, like moving your body with physical exercise, getting proper sleep, eating properly, making sure you're getting your vitamins, like recovering, having lots of sleep, recovering your physical body absolutely is really important. But energetically, you might be carrying a lot of different things, and that's literally weighing down your energetic field. And basically, there's going to be many times in our life where we have to come back to ourselves. So this concept of recovery is kind of a normal part of the human experience. We go out there, we interact with people, and it drains us, and sometimes we need to do a reset. Now, what we don't really talk about is that all starts in the body. So you have to come back to yourself. And there's quite a few ways you can do this, but essentially your energy, the most important thing is that you are making sure your energy is clear and that you are grounded. Because what I have found, particularly since being quite a spiritual person, is I carry so much other energy in my space, but I don't take the effort to ground and cleanse a lot because you're just doing your own thing. But sometimes it's not like your job or your day-to-day life. It's the fact that you're taking on a lot of stuff and you're not clearing that energy. If you don't make a conscious effort to clear other people's baggage, it does come around with you. And particularly if you've got quite prominent clairsentience, you don't just feel people's emotions, you absorb them. So if you've ever had a day, particularly if you have a profession like you're a nurse or you work in a situation where you're helping people a lot and you come back and you feel heavy in your chest from that day, that was because someone broke down and cried in front of you. That's because you might have had a situation where, unfortunately, you might have been working on helping somebody and they passed away. You might have a situation where somebody's child, you might be in a court and somebody's child is being taken off them. That carries a heavy burden, not because of the nature of it, or not just because of the nature of it, but because you emotionally absorb those emotions, particularly if you're highly empathetic, you're an empath, or you've got really strong clairsentience. I often find I have really strong feelings that I can't make conscious sense of. Somebody can make me feel very heavy, or I can be in a situation and I will have my body screaming, I want to get out of this situation, like actual claustrophobia. I now know what that is. That's someone telling me that this energy is not great for me and that my body's absorbing it. Energetically, I need space. So what I would remind people is the first step is coming back to yourself before anything else, before you can have that joy and that enlightenment and, before you're feeling great and you've got that motivation. Sometimes it's the basics, and ways that you can ground or cleanse, it's really, really simple. So you can, obviously, it's quite popular, touching grass with your bare feet. That's kind of grounding you to the earth. If that feels a bit woo-woo for you, you can do some meditation. You can do visualization meditation. So like cleansing your energy, imagining golden light across your body. You can just do a basic body scan that you can do in mindfulness, and sometimes you can relate that to chakras if you would like, and look at different areas of the body and kind of visualizing releasing it, or just tapping into your physical body, where is there pain or discomfort and where can you relax that. You can do breath works, you can do box breathing, you can do different types of breathing. You can do a meditation class or a little YouTube class where you can do a meditation. You can use crystals. So selenite is a really good crystal. It just cleanses everything. So if you got that as a wand or you have it as a bowl to put your crystals in, you can kind of, if you have it as a wand, you can kind of sweep it over your body and imagine that is kind of cleansing the energy. You can use sage by all means, or different oils if you would like to kind of energetically clear your space with a bit of sage smoking and smudging. There's lots of different ways, but if you don't want to use all these tools and trinkets, you can just visualize, and you can just say to yourself, I clear this energy. A really great way to clear your energy is to have a shower or a bath, and just imagine that water is kind of washing away the energy, and you just say to yourself, I return to sender all the energy of today that is not mine. I wish everybody the best. I just return that energy back to them. I release all the energy that is not mine from my energetic center. You know, you don't have to be doing big and bold and crazy things, but this is a reminder to you, as it is a reminder to me, that this should really be a daily practice, because as someone who is guiltily not doing it daily, it does have an impact. If you feel more tired, you feel just more overwhelmed, you feel like your brain is just going constantly, it's because you've not initiated that clearing and that rest, that groundedness that you need. And it's really, really important. So yes, your physical importance, if it's burnout, if you're having health issues, go and speak to health professionals. But understand that sometimes our experience here on this human earth is quite complicated. There's layers. Your physical body is often responding to your energetic space. Your emotional and your physical body is talking to each other at all times. Sometimes you can have physical symptoms that are talking about an emotional issue. And I know a lot of people think that's a bit woo-woo, but yeah, sometimes things like your persistent tightness in your throat might not be a cold. It might be something that you need to speak up on. It might be your throat chakra being blocked. Again, this might be a bit woo-woo for people, but it's just a reminder that there is a lot more going on. You're a holistic whole. You're not just a physical vessel. And so sometimes taking a bit of effort to work on yourself, going inwards to clear that space, will mean that your outwards projection is better, that how you interact with people, how your physical body performs is better when you've took the time to kind of do some TLC internally.